Good morning. Out here in this little garden house. It's early morning. It's probably 6:15, 6:30. Came out here at 5:30 to do some meditating this morning, and I was thinking about giving and receiving, and on an interpersonal level. And this is something that I teach through my coaching, both in the Magnetic Man and through my personal coaching, business coaching, life coaching, whatever you want to call it. Just the whole idea of when there's stuff that you want in your life and you have desires, you just have to give, 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 and always. And if you just give, the stuff that you want will come back to you. And one of the challenges that inevitably come up, especially when you're in a place of need, whether you're broke or you've been single forever or whatever, is you just feel so empty and like you have nothing to give. And so how do you give when you feel like you have nothing? And it just kind of came to me, and it's so simple, right? And so it sounds so obvious when I say it, and maybe to you it's nothing new, but to me the clarity that has come from this is important. I want to share it, and it is that there's the whole giving and receiving, there's another piece inside, and it's opening. And it's kind of like, I see it like a cycle, like almost like a three-pointed, like a cycle symbol. It's kind of open, receive, give. Open, receive, give. Open, receive, give. This nice little triangle, open, receive, give, and it always goes in that direction. And the opening piece was the piece that was missing. Now I talk a lot about opening, I talk a lot about vulnerability. I've been reading and studying and learning lots about vulnerability lately, and I've always looked at vulnerability as a method of showing somebody that that they could trust you. Almost like vulnerability was about what you were willing to expose or show so that people could see that they could trust you, and that you had nothing to hide. But vulnerability is actually the predecessor to receiving, and receiving is important because by receiving you have something to give. Now let me give an example. By opening your heart and allowing yourself to realize that in a moment where you're afraid that this person is actually taking the time to be with you right now and to be around you and to spend time and to listen to you, even for a few seconds if that may be. By opening, you can feel their presence, you can see through their pain, their anger, their frustration, whatever is going on, and you can actually feel them, and that simple ability to feel another human being fills your heart. You've just received them into you. And as soon as you do that, you have something to give. I know that it all sounds very esoteric for me, right? And it's 6:30 in the morning. I'm getting this on a very conceptual level. I'm sure I'll come up with more concrete examples. But right now, the simple idea of when you know that giving is the path to receiving, you know that if you want to receive stuff in your life, you have to give, but you just don't feel like you have anything to give. Open. Open, not so that somebody believes that they can trust you, but open so that you can receive love into your heart. And then you have something to give. Sometimes you're forced to open when you see something and your empathy just overpowers you. A newspaper article about somebody suffering or some horrible tragic accident that explodes through your shell of protection, and you are forced to open. It forces you open. Maybe you're in a relationship and your partner brings so much love at you that you're just forced to open. But most of the time, that love isn't so strong, the empathy isn't so overpowering. But the cool thing is we can choose on the inside to open. We can also choose to give, but if we don't feel like we have anything within us to give, sometimes it feels like we're choosing, we have the courage to give, but we can't actually give anything. It's because we're so empty, but we can instantly fill ourselves by opening. You can instantly fill yourself by opening. And if this speaks to you in any way, I'm curious if this does, because it's so conceptual right now. But if it does, please comment, because I'd love to know your thoughts. I'd love to get some feedback on this idea of the way to spark off the cycle of giving and receiving is to know the third point, the opening. Opening, receiving stuff in, feeling, actually feeling love from other people, from the world. Fill your heart, that's the receiving part. And then when you have that fullness, then you can give. Open, receive, give. Open, receive, give. Open, receive, give. Open, receive, give. It's not a binary thing, it's kind of a triad, right? Open, receive, give. Open. Any moment that I know, consciously, intellectually, I should be giving if I want to receive, but I can't give because I just need, I don't have what I want. Open. Open. When you open, you become full. If you say, oh, I don't know how to open, you know what? There's a point at which you have to say to yourself, you do know. It takes courage to open. The way to open is to walk directly into the thing that most scares you, into the fire, into the flame. To do that, to admit, to be honest, to be vulnerable, that is opening. But again, it's not so that you can show somebody something, da da da. The opening, the vulnerability, is the path to receiving, which fills you and enables you, empowers you to give, and sets you off on the cycle, which is 1,000,000 years old, and everybody knows, given you shall receive, da 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 da. But the missing piece, the key, could be open so that you receive and so that you can give. I love you. Please comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have a beautiful day.